Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here discussing some of my favorite products I discovered in January 2021, and if you want to see what those products were, then keep on watching. We're gonna take a new approach here to filming in 2021. Sis has got a drink in her hand, she got a blanket on her lap, she all cozy, she got her little setup here. I feel like we need to have a quick conversation before we jump into the new year. I wanted to catch everybody up in this January favorites because I did kind of go MIA for the start of the year. I was still trying to process what the hell happened in 2020. You know what I mean? One thing you guys might notice is that I did not do a resolutions post this year, and that was for a couple of reasons. Normally, I always post a resolutions post, which includes my 4 categories, and admittedly, I had the post pretty much completed. I just needed to film the video for it. One of the goals that I wanted to accomplish in the first quarter just straight up did not happen. I was going to go back to college at the start of the year, but with the program that I would have been going through my work, it just like capped off and I never heard back from them because of the events that happened with that one goal. It kind of caused everything else to derail. For me to do that, to make a resolutions post that I worked really hard for, to focus on those goals, and a lot of those goals like kind of intertwined with one another, it just didn't make sense to post it. It was a good month for me to get my footing to saunter into the rest of the year. We often joke that like January is like the trial month. We're also scared what happened with 2020, that like we just wanted to like tiptoe our way into the new year, and myself included. Let's go ahead and discuss some of the products I discovered this month that I've really been liking. The first product I want to talk about this month is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. For those playing at home, I am shade number 4 neutral. I've heard so many influencers talk about Charlotte Tilbury, and I will admit that the Pillow Talk lipstick, one of my all-time favorites. You know that Makeup Forever will always be a favorite of mine. That was like my tried and true. I loved that foundation. It gives such a natural, pretty finish. It goes on sheer, but it definitely builds up. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this is the remnants after putting the makeup on 12 hours ago, because we're still living in a pandemic. Like, mask has been on and off, and I think that the foundation, it wears very well. I think that's also in part due to another product, which we'll discuss in a second. The one thing I don't like about it is that sometimes, and it's not always, but it does oxidize just slightly. You're on the market and you want something that is kind of sheer but definitely builds up to full coverage, this is your foundation. Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I saw some people using this, said that they really liked it because it makes your makeup just stick to the primer. How this goes on your skin and you can feel like it kind of tacky, I love that feeling. It's not clogging my pores, and it does stay pretty well in place. I like this on its own because I've used this with other foundation formulas. The two work great separately, but together has been my winning combination for foundation. I guess we can count this as a Voxbox review as well, because I did receive a product complimentary from Influencer in the month of January, the new OleHenriksen Lemonade Smoothing Scrub. This is like a best of both worlds. It has your exfoliants in there. If you guys can see, it does have some like actual exfoliants in there. Very fine sugary scrub, so it does give you that like exfoliating, sloshing feeling, but it also has chemical exfoliants. So not only are you sloshing away everything on the surface of your skin with the sugar exfoliant in there, you're also getting everything from the base layer of your skin and like through your pores and cleaning it out. If you're sensitive to fragrances, this is perfect. This is your fairy godmother coming in and giving you a friendly reminder: use your sunscreens, especially after using chemical exfoliants. You're gonna be a lot more sensitive to it, so like use your sunscreen with this. If you guys remember in my skincare routine video, whenever I do exfoliate, I like to go in with a sleep mask or a hydrating mask after my exfoliating treatment. I was lucky to discover this in my FabFitFun box, and this is the Flight Mode Skincare High Altitude Hydration Mask. I really ended up liking, even though in that FabFitFun box I got embarrassed trying to unpack it. It was worth the struggle. Sometimes with other sleep masks, they just sit on your face and it just feels gross. This absorbs really nicely into the skin, and then the next morning when I wash my face, I just feel really dewy and fresh. With the two of these together, it's really helped, and the day after I use these, my skin just looks 12 times better. Bring it in here. We need to discuss something, because it's not often that I say that like these are life-changing products, but I'm gonna put you on some life-changing products here. It should not be without any question, any hesitation, that you need to get the truly, I see your boobies, boobie lifting serum. It's not even up for debate anymore. Like you need this product if you have boobs. Big boobs, little boobs, half boob, one boob, whatever you have, If you have boobs, you need this. And I don't care if they're boobs like boobs or like the boobs, like Drake and Josh boobs. You need this product. I feel like I gotta give you the backstory. You guys know that I love Kennedy Frazier on IG. She came out talking about how she had a procedure done to fix her asymmetry. And it wasn't until that moment when she came out and started talking about it that I realized, oh my God, like the confidence issue she had. This is a girl that I idolize. It's no secret that I do have a larger chest, but I have very different sized. The older that I got, the more I realized that like, I personally didn't like that. But for me, like, I'm not gonna go get it fixed unless somebody wants to pay for my boob job. I happened to be at Ulta one day just picking up some things that I needed, and I walked by the Truly Beauty section and I saw all the different like body butters and creams and serums, and it literally looked like a fairy tale witch just like concocting spells. I want in on that. So I picked up the Acai Your Boobies serum. I didn't know what to expect of this product. I thought it was going to take my like saggy boobs and lift them. Like they were going to be like, and that is not what's going to happen. At the third-ish week, I noticed that I was putting it on and I looked at the smaller of my boobs, the right one, and I noticed it was much more firm. Noticed the changes in the right boob. I looked at my left boob and I didn't have that crepe skin anymore. And I was blown away. It might not lift, but it firms. And I think and that kind of goes hand in hand, like the two are synonymous with one another. This definitely gave me a confidence boost, which we'll talk about a little bit later. I think that Truly Beauty is going to be one of those brands that everybody's going to be talking about in a minute. So like, you heard it here first. I wasn't going to put this in my favorites video. I wasn't going to. But I think it leads into my intangible, and it's something that like I've always teetered with the idea with, but this kind of just put things into fruition. I've been using the Sanctuary app for about 5-ish months now. And if you don't know, it is like a horoscope app. Now, before you guys even get here, that like, you're gonna be like, you're talking to me about tarot cards? Like, what are you, a witch? I didn't believe in it either. I didn't. My experiences with tarot card readings prior to having my own reading done, non-existent. When I worked at a salon and I was a receptionist, we would host ladies' nights. We would have a psychic come in and she would do readings. I shit you not. Every person that came out of that reading was so overwhelmed with emotion, whether it being good or bad. I was petrified to ever have a reading done because I'm like, she's gonna tell me my life's fucked. I'm very expressional with my face, as you guys can tell. And like body language, something really big. And I didn't want her to read my nervousness and then pull out cards that were gonna be like death, destruction, and demise. Like, I know that's not supposed to happen, but like, I was so nervous about like her telling me maybe I was with a boyfriend. And I'm thinking, smooth sailing ahead, and she's gonna be like,
this is not the person for you.
And now every time I look at that person, I'm gonna think that like, you're not the person for me. Why are we together? I need to tell you where I was, to why I did it, to jump into the intangible. Okay. Put it politely, I met somebody at the end of December. I've been talking to this person well through January. He's a great guy, so respectful. For the sake of the story, we'll call him T. I've been talking to T and things have been really good, but then like I felt that the cycle was kicking back up, that like he's gonna ghost or something's wrong. I happened to be on Sanctuary a day checking my horoscope. Every day it would pop up and say like, do your first reading, do a reading, $5. Because I was in such a wonky headspace, I said, screw it. Let's do it. I did a 5-minute reading and I wanted to focus it on the relationship, just because with T and I, how quickly things came to fruition, the way that we connected right out the gate, it alarmed me in a sense, because I'm like, this is way too good to be true. Jessica, the girl who did my reading, she picked out 3 cards. The first 3 cards were World, Moon, and Sun. And these 3 things, she said that World was really great for relationships because it talks about coming together, completeness, which would make sense because if, you know, you have one person here and one person here and they get together, it's complete. So for clarification, she pulled out 3 cards under the World card, and those led to building up love, generosity, and commitment. Moon card, which was the second card, that kind of reflected that I was having my reservations, especially like with trusting my intuition, because I knew he was busy. I knew that work had been really stressful for him. I knew this. He had told me this. I trusted this. But for whatever reason, that little pit in my stomach was just like, no, something's wrong. Sun card, which falls back into that me wanting to protect myself, especially because I felt that the cycle was happening again. And in that sense, I was like, okay, this was great for relationships because it talks about two people coming together. I was like, okay, that's just a fluke, right? Because I told you, like, you asked me like, well, you know, tell me why you're picking this. And I said, because I'm talking to this new guy and like, I think things are great, but I don't really know. And you're like saying that the world's bringing us together. And I'm like, okay, go off, sis. She pulled moon and she told me what it meant. I was like, what? It was very presumptuous of me to do a reading about a very early on relationship. Honestly, like, I don't regret it because it gave me the clarification and the reality that I needed. This is gonna definitely get a little risque. Oh, I don't know how to go about this one. This one's gonna be a tough one to talk about. Nothing about this intangible is going to be like humble by any means. I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys that like I find myself as a semi-attractive person. I find myself attractive. There are things about me that of course I would love to change. I'd love to change my body weight. I would love to change my boobs that we have spent 15 minutes talking about on the internet. There are things that I would change about myself 100%. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not terrible to look at least I don't think I am. I'm attractive in a lot of ways. If not by physical looks alone, my personality, I think, does a lot of my heavy lifting. You know, you get frustrated because, like, I know that that's just how this generation is. It gets to your head. You're like, well, I'm such a great person. And you don't want to sit there and be like, oh, well, I know I'm a great person. Like, no, sis knows her worth. I've never dated casually. I've never been somebody who has the roster, if you will. I've never been somebody who, you know, I am very much a Pisces in the sense that I create these false fantasies in my head. I start talking to a guy and yeah, I fall quickly. I will be the first one to tell you that for sure. I've been in long-term relationships and that's just what you do. Like, I'm somebody that does date to be with somebody to ultimately marry somebody. I really spent a good chunk of December like really fighting that, being like, well, what's wrong with me? And I went through like a bit of an identity crisis. Like, sis lost herself for a sec because I know my worth. I know that I'm good shit. And like, not to be egotistical, but I can sit here and say that because I know that I am. There is a silver lining in this. To my ladies and to the gentlemen, you could do this too. I think your girls would love this. I'm going to put you on something real quick. This is where it gets really risque, but stay with me. When I was on TikTok, and when I'm on TikTok, like, my For You page is one of the things that kept reoccurring was at-home boudoir photo shoot ideas. And I would be like, oh my God, like, I could do that. That would look great. Like, I think I could look that good. I had a really, really, really shitty mental health week. I didn't work out. I was eating like garbage. I felt like garbage. I looked like garbage. I was garbage. I decided to do my hair and makeup, get all prettied up. I grabbed my tripod and I had a photo shoot. I took those tips and I tried them out. And I'm gonna tell you, when I finished taking the photos, I was so scared to look at them because I knew I'm not happy with my body. I've been really in my own head, especially when it comes to like how much progression I've lost since quarantine has started, since the pandemic has started, about how my body looks. I've never looked at myself as a sexy person. Attractive, yes, but never sexy. I looked at those photos and do you know what I saw? I saw a sexy MFer feeling her damn self. You know, it benefited him, don't get me wrong, but it was so much more for me because like I can look at that and be like, you still got it. Like, you might not feel your greatest, but like that was the confidence boost I needed. Like, even if you're feeling like a potato, like, and I'm talking dirty, rotten potato, do it. Because like, just put yourself on it. I got no words. So those were my favorite products this month, so thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. If you like my videos and if you like my content and if you like me, feel free to subscribe by hitting the button down below and getting notified when I post new videos. I will be sure to link everything over at the website, and you guys can check that out at sarahlock.com. 2 H's, 2 K's. And I'll also be sure to list all my social media profiles down below too, so you can follow me wherever I may be. January was definitely a month of like rediscovering my confidence. I said at the end of 2020, we were going to be manifesting good things. And we have been. I've been putting out into the universe what I want and what I need from it. And I'm only attracting the things that are going to benefit me. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and go. So thank you guys again so much for watching. Take care. Love you always. Stay safe. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye. On a real, can we bring back chokers in 2021? Like, maybe they never went away, but at least they did for me. But can we bring them back? Oh my god, that has been poking me. I honestly don't know what feels better. Ripping your bra off after a long day or ripping your lashes off after a long day, because oh my god. This ain't Pornhub, but like that was borderline pornographic. Please tell me you saw me just poke myself in the eye. Acai?
Sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
She scared the absolute shit out of me. Oh my god. I was not expecting her to talk back to me. Pull your shit together. Not you. No one asked you. You keep your opinions to yourself. Ooh. Ooh, we got a spillage. Hair's a mess. Pretty on par with everything else in my life.